Welcome back. Now we have a story you first heard here on CBS News. Police have charged a pardoned Capitol rioter with planning to assassinate House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen joins us now with more on this. This is pretty alarming, Jake. Tell us more about this alleged assassination plot.
It is Errol. Christopher Moynihan, who is a New York man, was arrested earlier this week or late last week for attempting to kill House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Now, he made these remarks over text to people in his circle, and he said that he planned to, quote, eliminate Jeffries, while Jeffries was speaking at an event last night in New York City at the Economic Club of New York on Monday. According to court documents in the state of New York, Moynihan wrote, "Hakeem Jeffries makes a speech in a few days. I cannot allow this terrorist to live." Now, Moynihan was one of the first people, federal prosecutors said, who stormed the Capitol on January 6th. He was one of those people who also made it into the Senate chamber on January 6th. There's security footage of him flipping through senators' notebooks, in addition to not leaving the Senate chamber until police made people leave on that day. He's not the first person to be charged since being pardoned by President Trump, who stormed the Capitol, but he's the first person to make a violent threat like this, certainly showing the fraught political moment that we're in, Errol, with political violence coming from both the left and the right in this country, but underscoring the threat to public officials, especially as they enter out of just the D.C. proper area, going out to give speeches like we saw in Utah with Charlie Kirk, like Hakeem Jeffries going to New York, and a number of other people who have stopped having these kind of outdoor or hybrid events because there is just this fear of potential threats like this one.
Yeah, political violence, a growing issue across the country for all political parties. I want to ask you about another big headline, the case of New Jersey Democratic State Representative LaMonica McIver. Viewers may not be as familiar with her, but she's due in court in about an hour on federal assault charges. Bring us up to speed on her case and why it's important.
Well, you'll remember earlier this year, McIver, alongside Newark, New Jersey Mayor Ross Baraka, were both arrested for allegedly interfering with ICE operations at an ICE detention center that was being heavily protested in Newark, New Jersey. McIver, as you can see in the red dress right there in that video that you're watching on your screen, allegedly, according to federal prosecutors, pushed ICE and federal law enforcement officers while she was trying to block the arrest of Newark Mayor Ross Baraka. Baraka was charged, and then his charges were later dropped for being and trespassing, federal officials said, into this facility. At the same time, federal officials came back and charged McIver with assault, which would be a felony. But McIver and her attorneys are going to court today, as you said, in just over an hour to dispute this and say that these charges should be dropped, that there is really no case here. As you can see, it just looks like a big scrum of people. What the DOJ alleges in their indictment is that McIver pushed at least one officer away. Again, that would be a felony assault conviction if she is convicted.
Yeah, that body camera footage likely a key piece of evidence. Jake Rosen in our D.C. bureau. Thank you, Jake.